All right, so I don't understand. You get chocolate cold foam, chocolate foam on the coffee. And is it? Do they add the syrup to the foam, or what do they do? Listen, last time we talked about how we can authenticate to the graph. We use the user credentials. Even better, we use the app registration. We talked about how to get things from the graph, right? That's great if we just want to look, but we don't just want to look. We want to touch too. Today, we're going to look at how do we make different calls to the graph to actually do stuff. Want to update an attribute, post an attribute, okay? We're going to check that out. Man, it's chocolatey. Let's get right into it. So we're going to start by going to the Graph Explorer and first seeing what we want to do. So you can see what I did here is I'm back in the Graph Explorer. Right, we're going to have the URL below for that. Nothing to worry about. Super simple. We went through this before. I'm just going to pull up my users. I'm going to modify something real easy here just to get the feel for it, right? So users, I'm going to get all my users, right? It starts with their ID. As we scroll down, you're going to see I got information about them, their name, the department, where they live, what they had for breakfast, all that stuff, right? So let's say you want to change something here, right? So in this case, I'm just looking and see that, okay, company name is null. Now, I know that Jesse, I gave him a company name, right? So let's see if we can look for Jesse. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to query for him. Awesome thing about the graph with users. Now, not all of the graph is good like this, but I can slash Jesse, his whole name here, rubixdev.com. And boom, I'm going to get that, right? Well, I said boom. There's boom. Okay. Oh, look at this. rubixdevinc.co.com. Okay, well, first of all, that's wrong. It should just be rubixdev.com. I don't know who touched that, but now we're going to fix it, right? So to fix something, we have to patch it, right? We're not adding something new, right? We're not going to post. We're going to patch. Okay, so how do we patch something? Well, you can't just write in the name you want. You got to tell it what the thing is you're changing, right? So right off the bat, it's always good to have a notepad, something you can write stuff down with. Okay, that's Notepad++. It's a little fancier than I would have liked, but you know what? That's fine. I'm not complaining. Okay, if you take a look here, it's all one big JSON, right? Open curly brackets, close curly brackets at the bottom with other brackets inside of it, right? So if you really want to you know, go through and take a look, if you really want to explore the space, you can just copy the whole thing right in here and look at it all. This is everything about Jesse. Okay, so all we want, though, is we want the company name. So in order to change it, we have to replace it with the same thing. So we need company name. So let's just copy that. Let's get rid of everything else. Boom, that looks beautiful. Okay, so what'd I do here? I did insert. Shouldn't be insert. Okay. So I just need to put this between the brackets. And it's only one line. I don't need the comma. That's what I want. I just want the right name. I want rubixdev.com. That's the name. Why wouldn't I want the name? Why would I want it to be wrong? Why do you want it to be wrong? Doesn't make any sense. Perfect. I have that. So it's just got to be in that format. Let's go back here. Okay? So I want to patch that. I'm going to go ahead. Patch. Now, I can't use his name here because that's only to get and look stuff up. Could I use it as a parameter to post stuff? Maybe, but I don't want it. I don't want to get in that habit. So I need his ID, right? The ID is always the first part of the object here. So you know what? While we're writing things down, while we're taking notes, I'm just going to make a note for myself here. That's the ID, okay? Now that I have that, I can go back and we can do users dash ID. It's going to give me the same exact thing, same thing. But at least that's the right way to do it. So that's my endpoint. I'm going to go ahead and patch. Okay, but what am I going to patch? I need a body to patch. Oh, look at that. Remember we were just talking about that? So let's do it together. Curly braces, open them up. We need the variable. Now, if you don't know what it is, just look down. You're gonna write it exactly the way it says. This is my, you might want a bigger monitor here for this, right? I'm not working with a lot of room here. We're on a VM, remoted into a VM from a VM in a remote machine. So it's a little crazy. Company name, okay? We have colon value, okay? So colon and value. I want Rubix dev. That's all I want, right? Real simple. I'm going to make that patch. I'm going to run the query. Boom. Now, you might not be permissioned. If you're not permissioned, it's going to tell you. You come in here to modify permissions, and you make sure you've consented to everything. I scroll down too far. You got to make sure you've consented to everything if it asks you, right? You're going to have to do that. That's why we use the app regis to begin with. But just for here, you're fine. So let me take a step back. We're going to go back to get. We're going to get his user again, okay? And take a look at that company name, Rubik's Dev. So we just made a change. Now, when we go into the user directory and I click on Jesse, that's going to come through, right? So here, let's go down. Let's take a look. We scroll down. Company name, Rubik's Dev. That's beautiful. So we just did that without actually coming in here and edited it. Well, what's the difference? Why would you do that here versus there? It's going to become a lot more important when we start scripting this and having the system do it for us automatically based on other factors. But we're going to get to that next time. Stay away from that chocolate cold foam.